Oh man, I have makeup all over my shirt. I'm gonna make it worse.
And I just like it like that. So I'm gonna mix and match the colors.
Did you buy these?
Yeah.
I literally have, like, if you ever need $1. No.
I got them at the dollar store.
Yeah, that's, I have a shit ton of basics.
Well, I didn't have to pay for it. You know, to do it there.
So where'd you go?
This.
Yeah.
Hi, baby.
And I think I'm gonna do like the three like that.
Hi, baby.
Like them over because there's not
Yeah.
enough.
My makeup. Go. Oh my god, so sorry. I did not see you there. Hi, it's Bella Damien. Welcome to my channel. This is my first YouTube video, and if you want to learn how to get this cranberry eye look, then keep on watching. Okay.
Yeah, so I could go.
So I am. Ew. Okay, excuse the background noise because people don't know how to be quiet and always want to be on the phone. Always try to do something in the kitchen while I'm filming. That's fine. I will start off with eyebrows first. My makeup bag is an actual mess, and I'm literally disgusting, and none of my makeup has caps on it. So I start off with the Trestique mini brow pencil in shade. I don't know if this has a shade, but it says Americano.
What color is her drop?
That might be it. I don't know. This is like a big mirror. I'm just gonna use my Tarte Pro palette as a mirror, even though it's literally so dirty, but it's fine. Wish I had a spoolie. Don't know where that is. Spoolie. I'm just using the e.l.f. brow pencil, which is like $2, but I don't use this side because it's blonde and I don't know why I got that color as a spoolie, so I just brushed my brow hairs up. Like so. Actually, I need to put my hair back. Give me 1 second. Excuse my sniffling, I'm sick. Okay. First step, I take my spoolie and I brush my brow hairs up, as I said before. Then I'm going to take my Trestique brow pencil, brow crayon, my bad, you're allowed. And I take, I'm not even going to try to act like I take light feathery strokes. I don't. I just kind of like draw on the bottom part of my brow. I really like this product a lot. It's not too hard to where it hurts, like to put it on your face, but it's not too soft either to where like the product gets everywhere. That's good to me.
This right here, these three, but I think it's because it's this.
So, and then I just take my spoolie and I brush out the front of my brow so that way the line doesn't look too harsh. Then I'm going to put this disgusting crayon back in my makeup bag because it has no cap in it. Next, I'm going to take the Bold Brow from City Color in medium. I got this from an Ipsy bag, so I couldn't tell you how much it was. The same thing with the brow pencil. Then I'm going to take the Yofi Cosmetics brush. I don't know what brush this is because all my brushes are literally from the dollar store, but it's totally fine. So I'm going to take the angle edged side of the brush and I'm just going to dip into the darkest shade in the brow powder. And I'm going to basically go over the line I already made in the brow crayon to set it, if you will. after you finish tracing what you've already done in the brow crayon with the brow powder, take this, I just blanked. Take the spoolie and brush out the front of the brow like I did before. Next step is concealer. Now, this is so bogus, but this concealer from e.l.f. came out like 3 years ago. And I lost my other concealer, so this is the one I've been using. And I use this side, which is in medium glow. And I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like an under eye concealer. But I just use it to carve out my brows because I really like the applicator. And there's barely any product left of it. I really need to go shop it, but it's fine. Using my spoolie, I'm just brushing up my hairs again. I know I said that like 10 times, but it's really key. And then I just take this and I carve out my eyebrows. I'm going to use this mirror for that though. And excuse my bruise, it looks kind of nasty. So I just cut out my brow, and then I just use the rest of the concealer on the applicator. I just put it on my eye, sort of like an eye base. I don't know, that's kind of bogus because I really should be using another eye base, but I'm not really going anywhere after this, so. So I blended that out with my finger, which is also bogus, but it's fine. Now I'm just going back with that powder to go over any lines that I messed up with the concealer. I guess that brow's cute or whatever. So next step I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back in with that brow powder and I'm just going to fill in the rest of my eyebrow. Okay, so I finished that step. I would like outline the top of my brow in this concealer, but to be honest with you, I don't really feel like it does much. Like my eyebrows are this shape, and they're just gonna be that shape. So that's done. That's pretty much it. That's all I do for brows. I'm gonna do the other one off camera, and I will be right back. Okay guys, I'm back again with the other brow on. One thing I did forget to mention was that I set both of my brows with the Cella Brow Defining Gel in clear. I mean, I don't really have like an opinion on this product because I really only use one brow gel, and this is it. So, yeah, like it does set my brows in place. That's great. Next thing I do is eyeshadow. So, for eyeshadow, I will be starting off with the Tarteist Pro palette. I will be taking the shade Classic, which is a off-white shade that I'm just going to set my concealer with. I'm going to take a little bit of it on a flat packing brush, and I'm just going to pack that shadow from eyelid to brow bone. Just everywhere I have concealer. Next step after that is a transition shade. So I'm going to be taking the Luxie Beauty brush in 249, which is a fluffy blending brush on one side and a angled packing brush on the other. Still in the Tarteist Pro palette, I'm going to be taking the shades Innocent and Whimsy with the fluffy, with the fluffy blending side, mixing these two colors and using circular motions, blending these into my crease. just going to lightly use windshield wiper motions to make sure that all of my edges are blended, because it is not cute to walk around with unblended eyeshadow. Not a look. Cute. Next I'm going to be taking the same brush, same side, just deepening up the crease with the color. Actually, I'm going to use this dark red maroon shade from the Jaclyn Hill palette. I stand the Jaclyn Hill palette. The colors are beautiful, so blendable, very, very pigmented. But anyways, I'm just going to take that shade and deepen up my crease a little bit. Really focusing on the outer V of my eye and blending all the way in the crease. I'm using windshield wiper motions to blend in this shadow. And when you're finished, you should be left with this pretty cranberry eye. Next, I'm going to dip into this shade here. This is a warm tone brown shade, not too dark, not too light, you feel me? So we're just going to do the same thing, same side of the brush, and we're just going to blend on all the creases just to make sure we don't lose our transition color. Alright. After I finish that, I'm going to take my Maybelline Fit Me foundation. I'm not going to put foundation on right now, obviously, because my eyeshadow is not even finished. But I'm going to use this as concealer because, as you saw before, my concealer is literally busted, and that's trifling, and I cannot make a cut crease with that. So I'm just going to take, oh, my brush is so dirty. I can't use that. I'm just going to take a little bit of that on my hand. Wow, I don't know where any of my brushes are. That's fantastic. Oh, I'm just going to take this brush here. This is a concealer brush, but it's like round tipped. And I'm just going to take a little bit of foundation on the bottom, on the back of my hand. Then I will be carving out a cut crease. Half, not the full one, because that's doing a lot when I'm only doing anything to the half. So I'm just going to carve out a half cut crease from here to there. Okay, this eye's finished. And I'm just going to leave this on the back of my hand because I still have the other eye to do. But going into the Jaclyn Hill palette again, I'm going to be taking the other side of my Luxie Beauty brush with that same dark maroon shade that I used before to darken up my crease. But instead, this time, I'm going to be packing it into the outer V of my eye, blending in the foundation that I used to do the cut crease and the shadow I had already put down. This makes for a really, really nice smoky effect. After packing that shadow into the outer V, I'm going to be taking the fluffy side and the same transition shade I had talked about before, blending out the creases, blending out the lines again, because I already said it is not cute to walk around with unblended shadow. After that, I'm going to be taking this, I gotta use it. I have so much glitter on this brush because I use it with glitter glue and to pack loose pigments on. So there's probably going to be glitter everywhere after this, but it's totally fine. I'm going to spray this brush. This is just a flat-ended concealer brush. I'm going to spray this with my Wet n Wild Photo Finish Matte Finish Setting Spray. Wow, that was a mouthful. Okay. And then I'm going to dip into... this shade right here. This is like a champagne. It's more white than it is pink, but it's cute. It's cute. So I'm going to dip into that with my wet brush, and I'm just going to pack this into the part where I cut. After I finish that, I'm going to go back in with my Luxie Beauty brush using the packing side with the same maroon shade that I darkened my outer V with, and just go right back over that to make sure everything's blended. This is the final eye look. I'm going to do the other eye off camera, and I'll be right back. I'm back, and I finished the other eye now. That was my dog. Sorry. Next step is cleaning my hands because they're full of makeup. I'm just doing this with a makeup wipe. Next step is priming. A lot of people think priming is a myth, and I strongly disagree. I feel like I need to prime or else I will break out. However, I have really oily skin, so I always find myself using a setting powder over my primer so that way my oil doesn't seep through my foundation and I don't have to blot as much throughout the day. I'm using the Laura Mercier Radiance Primer. This one has a little bit of a sheen to it. I like that a lot. I'm using probably more than I should. That's like a really big pea size, you know. So I'm just gonna kind of dot. That's so much. I use too much. That's fine. I'm just gonna rub this all over my face. It feels so nice. There's really no scent at all. It feels really tacky, which I like a lot. I will now be taking my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in shade Medium. To apply this, I'm going to be using my Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. I have never owned a beauty blender, quite honestly. I think they're overpriced. But that's just me being bad on a budget. I'm going to take the flat end of my beauty sponge, just dipping into the powder and tapping it all over my face. I feel like this also gives my skin a little bit more coverage, which I like, just in case I don't get enough coverage on my scarring or what have you. So now that I've set my primer with finishing powder, I'm going to be taking the Maybelline Fit Me Foundation in shade 322 Warm Honey. Okay. I don't want one person to drag me about my foundation shade. Because I know it's not my shade, and yes, I'm going to still use it. Because what do I look like buying 2 foundations? I'm just going to paint my whole neck this color. Which is trifling, but at least I make an effort to look kind of the same color. Don't drag me. I'm doing it anyways. I barely have any foundation left in this because this is the only foundation I use. I also use the Lancome matte foundation, but that's even darker than this one, and this one's already not my shade. So I have like that much. I don't know if that's focusing, but that much. What I do is I take like globs of it on my finger, and I do like sections at a time. So I do this section first. My beauty blender, Real Techniques beauty sponge, whatever you want to call it, I completely soak that in water, and then I squeeze it all out so that way it's damp when I do my makeup. That leaves me with a really airbrush finish. After I've blended that to filth, I'm going to take another glob on my finger and do that. And I'm just going to blend that off.
This will usually make it to like the whole half my face. I love the foundation. The coverage on this foundation, I didn't say this outside, by the way. I feel like it's not too much, and it's not too little, and it doesn't feel like paint. My brows are really freaking out, and if she knocks out, knocks out, I'm gonna have to fix it. It's amazing. Sorry. Now I'm putting a little bit of foundation on my nose, and blending it out the same way. I'm basically doing this process myself. I'm so sorry.
So now I pretty much finished blending my foundation. Gotta get really in there with the eyebrow so it doesn't look weird. I don't really even want to talk about how my face is a different color than my whole rest of the body, because I will be fixing it off camera. So yeah, here's the foundation. She's cute or whatever. I mean, yeah, you can still kind of see my acne scars through here, but when I contour and bronze, it's gonna be good. We're gonna be full coverage, and she's gonna be cute. So my foundation's blended. That's it. Next step is concealing. Okay, now this is really bogus too. Look at my concealer. Look at my concealer. This is like twisted all the way up. There is nothing there. So I don't really have a choice but to like not conceal, but like we'll figure it out. I'm just gonna conceal the like bridge of my nose, so for my nose contour. But as for here, my under eyes and my chin and like the whole center of my face, I'm just gonna use a lighter powder and pack that on there. I actually got a little bit of concealer on the top of my lip and right here on my chin. So now I'm going to blend that out with the other side of my beauty sponge, not the side that I blend my foundation. Oh my god, I'm actually getting some foundation out right there. I don't know if you can see that, but that's great. Didn't think that was going to happen. Maybe I could try a little bit of my under eyes. Maybe I can get away with that. I guess I'm going to try. Well, anyways, this is the Trustique Mini Concealer Crayon in Bisque. Okay, but the concealer is coming out. Go crazy. Go crazy. So, I'm just going to blend that out. I really do love this concealer. It doesn't take off my foundation. It blends really seamlessly. It almost melts into my skin, which I adore. I'm going to take my mirror, my Tarte Pro palette, which I love, by the way, 10 out of 10. Do recommend. The shades are schmens. The shades are gorgeous. The mirror is beautiful. I love, love, love this palette. After I finish concealing, I'm going to set my face with my Maybelline Fit Me matte setting powder, loose finishing powder. Matte setting powder is the same thing. And I'm just going to take the powder out of the cap like I did before when I set my primer. And I'm just going to set the parts of my face that I didn't conceal. So that constitutes as my cheeks and my forehead.
So this is what he did.
Okay. After I set that with my loose finishing powder, which I just got all over this.
So what do you need to do?
I need the drywall.
It's fine. I'm going to take my NYX Highlight and Contour Pro Palette in the shades Soft Light and Cream, which are these two shades here, with this blush brush. And I'm just going to swirl this into these two shades and pack this powder on my under eyes,
No, it was like
my chin, my upper lip,
trailer park.
and my forehead here.
Right? Doesn't this look like a
Next, I'm going to take a
It's true.
fluffy brush.
So
This is, I don't really know what to call this, but it's just like a round-edged fluffy brush that I will be dipping into this contour shade here, which is
But there's drywall under it.
tan. I'm just going to dip into that shade and lightly, ever so lightly, contour my nose
I am.
using windshield wiper motions. So as you can see here, I made a line on this side of the nose, and I'm going to do the same thing to the other side.
I'm sure. We have to watch it.
Next, I'm going to cap off my nose here
Yeah.
and on top. This is just to make my nose appear like it's shorter than it actually is. Then I'm going to use the same side that I blended my foundation with to blend out this contour. After I blended out my contour powder, actually let me quit talking before I know if it's actually blended out or not. It is. After I blend out my contour powder, I'm going to take the same brush that I used to contour. I can find that.
oh my god!
Oh, it's right here. I'm going to take the same brush I used to contour, and I'm going to dip into cream and soft light from the NYX contour palette. And I'm just going to place this powder on everywhere that I did not contour, including the sides of my nose. My dogs are so loud, and I'm so sorry. After that, I'm going to take a fluffy angled brush.
Hey, I did not ask anybody to talk.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to take a fluffy angled brush. I'm going to dip into the shades tan and toffee. And I'm going to start contouring the perimeters of my face, starting with my forehead. Now that I finished that, I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me powder, the same one that I've been using the whole video, with the flat side of my Real Techniques Beauty Sponge, using my same handheld mirror to carve out this contour here.
Are you okay?
And on the same side.
You know? And I didn't meet her, like, she called me, and I was like, I'm working on the basics for the flowers, blah, blah. She's like, oh, well, I'm gonna come by. And I was like, well, you need to. I'm like, I'm good, you know? And she's like, well, I'm gonna bring my twine. I didn't need twine.
I'm gonna bake a little bit in my under eyes. Not too much.
Oh.
You know,
Is this
but
it's an AA luncheon tomorrow.
yeah.
Luncheon.
Yeah.
But Linda and I, this is the first time I've been asked to, like,
Yeah. You told
host
me
it,
that.
you know?
And a little bit on my forehead. Just a
So this is how
tiny
it's
bit.
gonna be, with the, it's cute.
So I'll leave that to bake for a little bit. After that, I'm going to take the same fluffy brush that I use to highlight my under eyes, and I'm going to, sorry, she's doing a lot, and I'm just going to wipe away my bake.
I asked you if it was okay.
It's okay.
I was like, do you mind if we miss church? She's like, it's fine.
After I've wiped away my bake, I'm going to use the same fluffy brush and my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil medium deep bronzer. I'm going to use circular motions to blend this in all the places that I contoured, including the perimeter of my face, just to warm it up a little bit.
I don't want lipstick so crusty, so that foundation on, but don't worry.
After I bronze, I'm going to use the same brush. I know I keep using this brush, but it's really fine, I promise. And I'm going to be using the Be Matte blush by City Color. I got this in an Ipsy as well. I'll be using the shade Guava, which is this peachy, neutral, you know, it's a cute little moment. I'm just going to dip into that lightly and use circular motions to blend this onto the apples of my cheeks. I will also be blending this to my chin, the ridge of my nose, center of my forehead. I know it probably did nothing, but like, symbolic. After I finish that, the next step is highlighting. She cute. The next step is highlighting. I will be using the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Champagne Pop. This is my all-time favorite highlighter.
Adorable.
It is shattered. Don't know if you can see that. Probably not. It's fine though. I'm not gonna like, you know what I mean. So, the first thing I do is highlight my nose. I do not use a brush for this. I'm just gonna take my pinky finger, scrape the mirror since it's shattered, and I'm just going to
The floor looks great.
put this on the tip of my nose.
So I guess there's like some kind of
I really, really, really love nose highlighter a lot. So I put a lot on. It's cute. I'm going to use this mirror. And then I also highlight the bridge of my nose with my pinky finger. Like so. Then I'm going to take my pinky finger again and just highlight my Cupid's bow. Now I'll be using my Luxie Beauty Precision Foundation brush. This is the 660. Dipping into Champagne Pop and highlighting my chin. Going over my Cupid's bow one more time. Now I'm going to be taking my setting spray, which is, again, the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Fin Matte setting spray. Spraying my brush and dipping into the highlighter. Tapping off the excess. And then brushing this on. I know you see it. I know you see it. I'll be doing the same thing to the other side.
That sucks.
After I finish highlighting my face, I'm going to take a little brush. This brush has been through a lot.
Really?
Maybe I shouldn't use it. Just kidding. I'm going to take the brush that I used to pack on the shimmer on my eyes in my highlighter. And I'm just going to highlight my brow bone.
That makes sense.
Like so.
Oh my god, him and Cece would have a blast.
And also highlighting my inner corner. Next up, we'll be taking this brush that I used to contour my nose into the contour powder. And just running that underneath my lip to make that appear a little bit more plump, also on the sides here. Next, I'm going to take this brush into the shade Mod in the Tarteist Pro palette, and I'm just going to run this under my lash line.
I need a hat.
Why? Your hair looks cute.
I didn't get to style it or anything, you know?
I like the way you have it. Don't put a hat on. It's cute like that. It's like sexy.
After that's finished, I'm going to be applying a light layer of mascara. I will not be using falsies for this look because, frankly, I'm not going anywhere. And I ran out. I'm using the Colossal Volume Mascara. I believe this is from Maybelline, and I've had it for like 6 years, which is super, super, like, not good. Like, that's sick. But I'm still using it.
I really love this mascara, and I have no clue whether or not they still make it because it's so old, but it's totally fun. I'm not really weird about it. I'll be applying a light layer to my brow lashes as well.
After I finish that, I'm finished with the eyes. I'll be adding finishing touches off camera, and I'll be right back. I'm back. I've fixed my hair up a little bit. I changed my outfit into something a little bit less raggedy. I applied a little bit of gloss that's from the dollar store. I'd tell you what brand it was if I knew, but the packaging rubbed off. But it is in shade Sensual. Just a light pink nude gloss. She's cute or whatever. But thank you guys for watching. All my social media will be linked in the description box below. Love you all.